Hello, Kurt Moreland, Associate Publisher with Utility Fleet Professional, live here at Utility Expo on a beautiful second day of the show. And I'm with Mandar Dighe with Knapheide, one of our regular advertisers. And if you hear airplane noise in the background, it's because we're outdoor in their beautiful tent. And as many people know, the Louisville airport is right nearby. So kind of an introduction here with Mandar. Last time we got together and we did a podcast was you guys were celebrating your 175th anniversary, which is a long time. And I was able to visit their facility and see that they started out making stagecoaches or wagons for the settlers who went on the Oregon Trail out of St. Louis. Is that right?
Yeah, it's only been a few years since that, and holy cow, the world's changing, so there's probably a lot to catch up on it.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking of that, tell us, how has your company adapted, through all the international volatility and tariffs?
It's a good question, and we're located in Quincy, Illinois. We've been in Illinois for over 177 years now, and frankly, we're very well positioned with the tariff situation. We've done analysis on our service bodies, and they're 97% U.S. content. So things like wiring, maybe some of the lights components might have come from overseas, but even our metal is sourced stateside. So we're pretty insulated right now from the tariffs. I'm not going to say we're completely insulated because there's always some exposure given the global nature of our supply chains. However, we feel pretty good with where things are at, although we continue to closely monitor what's going on with the economy, the geopolitical, as well as the overall, global situation. There's a lot of moving pieces that we're all trying to work towards. So again, it's a dynamic world and things have changed a lot since our last time we talked.
Yeah, being USA based, I'm sure helps a lot. Now I'm taking a look around your booth here, and you guys are very versatile. You've got truck bodies for light duty, medium duty,
over here
on display. Tell us a little bit about the working relationship you have with some of the truck OEMs and being an upfitter.
Yeah, we really take pride in our working relationships with the major OEMs, very close with, of course, the big three, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, but also with several of the medium and heavy duty guys, International, PACCAR, Mack, Volvo Mack, and so Daimler. What we value is the fact that we've got personal relationships that then extend into technical relationships, and the data that we are able to access in order to make sure that our products not only fit their chassis, but allow for a safe, compliant, and most importantly safe, but also productive upfit for our end customers is really important. So, working with the OEMs, we've got a lot of great knowledge sharing and a lot of great data sharing that allows us to do that.
When I meet with our readers, one of the things that they talk about is the long time that they might have to wait to receive truck bodies and a truck delivered. Are you guys continuing to expand your plant to meet that capability?
Yeah, totally. It's one thing we learned coming out of COVID and coming out of the last economic cycle is that, lead times are getting stretched. One of our key goals was how do we reduce those? And frankly, we realized that we needed more capacity and more space. So we actually just finished up 150,000 square foot expansion to our plan. We've implemented very state-of-the-art robotics and automation in areas where that's able to be utilized. And then we've added additional lines for our custom bodies, improved our overall material handling. And really the result of that is to be ready for another boom. And we honestly think it's not a matter of if it's going to come back, it's just a matter of when. So when things start lining up, we should be ready to meet or exceed our customers' requirements.
People have a choice of what materials they want their truck body to be made out of. Tell me what options that Knapheide offers, and let's review some of the advantages of the different materials.
Yeah, it all really depends upon what I would call the mission specs, right? So what are you trying to accomplish? Where are you trying to accomplish it? And what's your overall objective for the vehicle that you're building? We're adept in steel, of course, and aluminum. We work with other partners when it comes to truck caps made out of fiberglass and such. So really, the material choice is dependent upon the mission that's there. And frankly, it's with aluminum, you get the lightweight, you get the corrosion resistance, but it might be a little more costly just given the material costs and such. With steel, we can do whatever we want to do with steel. That's not a problem. Custom design on all side of things, and again, steel's the workhorse of the industry for us. Given some of the heavy duty applications as such, the steel gives us a great platform, but also gives us great flexibility and customization. We could customize an aluminum just as well, but our custom capabilities for steel are really some that need to be showcased.
Yeah, what are some of the things that truck body companies can do to help reduce rust? As far as I hear powder coatings or things like that.
Yeah, at Knapheide we rely upon 100% electrodeposit coat, so it's a dip tank. We have one of the largest ones in North America. We can dip entire bodies on the steel side. And on the aluminum side, material properties of aluminum are great, but how you treat it, how you coat it, what some of the after treatments and coatings are all important too. So we try to stay cutting edge on all that. And because of that, I think our bodies are built to last.
Definitely. I visited a company recently and they set up a plant in the Midwest because from a distribution standpoint, it gave them an advantage being centrally located. Being in Quincy, Illinois, does that give you a bit of an advantage too?
Yeah, I affectionately tell our customers that Quincy, you may think that Quincy is in the middle of nowhere, but I actually say it's the middle of everywhere. It's centrally located, allows us to get to both sides of the country, north, south, east, west, without an issue. And frankly, it's just a great place to have the roots of our company. And for me personally, it's been a great place to raise a family, and it's home. So, from that perspective, we're proud of where we are, but it does help us in servicing our customers coast to coast.
Fantastic, Mandar. Thank you very much for being an advertiser, and thank you for your time at Utility Expo. I know that you're busy, for taking time to do a special edition of Under the UFP Hood. I'm Kurt Moreland, Associate Publisher. Remember, everybody, roll safe out there.
The views, information, and opinions expressed during this podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Utility Business Media and its employees. It is strongly recommended that you discuss any actions or policy changes with your company manager prior to implementation.